Hello my YouTube friends and welcome to a Wip Chat. I do those every Tuesday. So yeah, welcome if you're new here, and also if you're back, I'm happy to see you. Well, I'm happy you're here anyway. So if you don't know what a Wip Chat is, WYP stands for Work in Progress, which is what I'm doing here. I'm working on my diamond painting, and chat, yeah, that means I'm basically gonna chat your ears off for an hour or so. So what I'm doing here, this is actually my very first Diamond Art Club canvas. Yeah, this is called Newt And Niffler. I will make sure that I link it down in the description, so you can go take a look at it yourself. I will also link to the unboxing that I did of this canvas a while back. Yeah. And what I'm working with, this is my Bella Art De Nicole tray. It was a gift from Mary Making and More a while back. And then I will use a variety of different pens. So this is from Norse Alchemist. He's a Danish pen turner on Etsy. Then I have my SesPlusBeauxATours pen. He has his own webpage. I will link to these in my description. And then I have this one. It's a cat-eared pen that I bought off the German Amazon. I'm not really using it a lot, but just sometimes I want to place 2 drills at a time, you know, sometimes. Then I have these 2 tweezers. One is from Diamond Art Club, and I love the color. And an old pair that I got off of AliExpress with one of my old kits. In my pens, in my single placer, I have Super Sticky from Patty Wax. And I have, where did they go? In the other pen, I have these adhesive dots that I bought from a UK store. In the multi-placers, I have some of my homemade putty. One of them has salt caramel, and the other one has gingerbread. So that is basically what I'm using. Then I have all my things in these Elizabeth Ward knockoff that I got from a Danish store. I will be linking these as well. And what else? I don't think that I'm using anything else. Nope. I don't use the lid and the stopper in the tray right now, because I just don't. So yeah, let's see. Do I need any fill up? No. Maybe a little. So if you don't know the Super Sticky, this, by the way, was a gift from Berta. She's an amazing friend. And if you don't know Super Sticky, go to Patty Wax. I will link them down below. And check it out. They have a regular Patty Wax that you can use both in your single placer and in your multi-placer. And then they have this Super Sticky that is only to use in your single placer. And I have fallen in love with this Super Sticky. I do also like the regular Patty Wax, but, you know, at the moment, I basically prefer the Super Sticky. And, you know, eventually I might go back. See, I filled it up, and what I do is I just press it down on my, on these adhesive things. I forgot the name of them right now. The release paper. There it was. I just press it down, and then the overflow is tossed away. So I just put in a new color. It is DMC 823. And yeah, let's get a move on. So how are you doing, my friends? I hope you're doing well and that you had a good start to your week. It is Tuesday here in my world right now, and outside it is sunny and blue sky, and it has just been nice today. But it's cold, let me tell you. It is but freezing cold outside. We last night we had, I don't know, what's it called? Aurora Borealis, you could see it. No, not the Aurora Borealis, but the Northern Lights. Sorry, I forgot the name. We have had, in the past 2 days, we have been able, even down here, I live quite south in Denmark, we have been able to see Northern Lights. And, she does it again. Last night when I came home from my knitting club, I saw a friend who lives out here. She posted pictures that she had taken up by the church. So I basically ran up to the church, you know, maybe I'd be able to see the Northern Light myself, because that is a dream of mine. I've seen it quite a few years ago, when it was possible to see it as well here in Denmark, because usually we never get to see Northern Lights here because Denmark is so far south. But because the solar flares was so violent, apparently, we were able to see them so far south. Yeah, I have an issue with this diamond painting. Get it a lot. It's kind of like the glue isn't sticky enough. Oh, anyway. So I ran up to the church when I came home last night, and I sat there for, I don't know, an hour nearly, and I didn't get to see anything. Years ago, I saw, you know, a little green gleam in the sky far, far out. So I kind of knew, you know, what to look for, but I didn't see anything this time around. Which was a little disappointing because I really wanted to. And, you know, I know that the Northern Light is moving, and just because somebody saw it a few minutes ago, you're not, you know, sure to see it now. But I did kind of hope, you know, I would be able to see it. But I didn't. But I'm enjoying everybody else's pictures that I've seen so far, and in the news, and I don't know, and who knows, maybe another day I'll be the lucky one to see it. I would love to go, I don't know, to Scotland or northern Sweden or Finland, because that's so far north that you actually have a chance to see it. But how do you plan that, you know? Because you don't know when the solar flares will be there. So, yeah, I don't know. But I would love, love, love to see all the colors and the movement, you know, how the colors are moving and kind of swaying around. That is what's so appealing to me. To see how... Get off! I had an issue with the glue, and I've kind of had it all through, that quite often I have to place some of the drills by tweezers. And it doesn't matter if I use red wax, or if I use the super sticky, or if I use glue dots or putty. I just, yeah. I've written Diamond Art Club support. See, again. I wrote the support, and they've asked me to film it, and now I have it. I will just send them this I will send them the link to this video, you know, and say you can just look at the beginning, and yeah, I might as well just place them. Sometimes it's a little easier to fill them in. I don't know, but it's just annoying that I can't. And I can also hear it sometimes by, you know, you hear this. See, you don't get a click. That is because the glue is very, very non-sticky. There you get a click. Stop it. No click again. There you got the pop, right? A little pop. And I'm not pressing any different. Again, no pop. I don't get it. I mean, I'm probably just in bad luck with this canvas. I don't know. But, you know, everybody told me, you know, you'll be loving the canvas, the glue, the everything, and I'm sitting here quite annoyed because this is not what I was told to expect, you know. But I've contacted Diamond Art Club, and we'll see what they have to say. So yeah. Yeah, otherwise the world here haven't been as nice and quiet as I would prefer. I've had a big fallout with my brother-in-law this past Thursday, and I've, you know, basically said, I'm not taking your bullshit anymore. I have been with David almost 20 years now. We've been together for 19.5 years by now. And basically from day one, my brother-in-law decided that he didn't like me, which is okay. I mean, you don't have to like all people you meet. But he has several times, you know, tried to make David leave me, or has, you know, been telling people how he wouldn't have chosen me, so he feel like David shouldn't choose me. And yeah, it's just been striking out, you know, not hitting me, but with words, you know, yelling at me and saying evil, bad things, hurtful stuff. And, you know, every time I'm trying to say, I won't take this beep anymore, I'm basically told to be the bigger person, and he has blah, blah, blah issues, and I just need to move on, and I don't know, you know. I have been the bigger person for nearly 20 years, and I have decided that enough is enough. I am not, you know, I'm not going to spend any more time with him. I do understand that this is putting David in a poorly position. I know that he's basically caught in the middle. But I'm not going to stop him from being with his brother, you know. I'm just saying that I won't spend any more time with him. I mean, I am aware that there will be situations where I can't avoid it. And I've been thinking a lot about, you know, which situations will be okay. You know, also in order to take care of myself and my mental health and my everything. I mean, it is stressing me out every time that I don't know what to expect. I don't know, will this be another day where he will be yelling at me, and I don't know. or just saying spiteful things, you know. Will this be another one of those days, or will he ignore me? Which is perfectly fine with me, because I basically try to ignore him as well, even though, you know, I have tried to be his friend for nearly 20 years. And I think, because up until now, David, he stood up for me a few times, of course, but he hasn't really, besides for, I don't know, years ago, when his brother wrote a quite nasty letter to David, telling him, you know, to get a divorce, sell the house, get a new job. He shouldn't be a truck driver anymore, and then he needed to move to Copenhagen. That is the short version of that letter. And David got quite upset and finally, you know, lashed out, really. But apparently that is all forgotten, that this is how David can react if he is pushed far enough. He's a Taurus, if that means anything to you. Tauruses are notoriously known for, you know, being mellow and not, you know, lashing out or get angry unless there's a big reason for it. He's very patient and, you know, takes everything nice and easy, you know. I mean, I have only seen him angry a few times in our, I know, I've known David almost 24 years by now. We were friends for the first 3.5 years of our friendship, of our, you know, the time that we've known each other. And I've never seen him, you know, really pissed off, except from that one time with the letter, and then again this Thursday. The thing is that we were out there at my mother-in-law's because she's gotten, you know, she had these blood clots in her brain. One just before New Year's, and then at least one more since, about, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago by now. So she's gotten really bad. She's got some vascular dementia. Her memory isn't good. The hygiene is lacking somehow. And you know what? She's 79. She'll be 80 in September. So I'm like, you know, it is expected to deteriorate when you get to that age. And blood clots do happen, you know, out of nothing. That's what blood clots basically mean. So we were out there because, you know, she's getting help to maintain her hygiene and to get her medication and stuff like that. And David's brother is living out there, so, you know, there's stuff that he has to do as well. And if he has an issue with that, then he has to leave, you know. But yeah, so we were out there and we were talking, and she has been to the chiropractor a number of times by now because she has neck pain. Because she's, you know, most people have their, if you imagine this is the neck and you have your head held high, so your neck keeps your head, but she's starting, you know, she's bending her head over, so, you know, she's getting a lot of neck pain, and the chiropractor is helping her with that. But then the chiropractor has told her, you know, you need to straighten your head. Otherwise, you know, you'll just be in pain again. And we were sitting out there, and she was sitting in the chair quite slumped. So we told her, you know, you need to put your butt back in the chair so you're sitting upright, and, you know, straighten your head. And she was beginning, which is a thing she does. You know, she has said so herself. She is quite lazy, which is okay. I'm quite lazy as well sometimes. But, you know, she doesn't want to do the work. She expects things to just be, but won't do the work to maintain her body so that she doesn't have all these pains. She will say yes to the chiropractor, and when she comes home, she'll just slump over again, you know. So David and I were telling her, you know, to straighten up your neck, and she she was coming with these excuses, and we were both kind of, you know, the chiropractor told you, and all of a sudden, David's brother just exploded. And at first I was, you know, taken back because he exploded at me. Kind of like I was the culprit here. I was the one who was doing all the talking, which David then kind of reacted in a second. And, you know, you don't speak to my wife like this. And I was kind of in this conversation as well. I was actually the one who started it, and they yelled here and there, and, you know, all of a sudden I was just like, you know, I'm done. I don't want to be I don't know the English word for it, but there's a German word that is called a Prügelknabe. That is the one who's always getting blamed and punched at, you know, both mental, you know, wordly and physical. He hasn't ever hurt me physically. I did for a moment actually think that he was going to punch me, and David told me later that he had the same feeling, that he was going to punch him, and I was kind of like, yeah, do it, because then I can call the police and get you out of here, you know. But I went out and I got my shoes and my jacket on, and I left because I was just done. I wouldn't take any more of his BS. And David couldn't leave because, you know, they were waiting for these people to come from our town, and I didn't expect him to leave. I mean, this is important. It's his mother, you know. But I was just done. Yeah. So I went outside, and everything shook on me. I was so angry. You know, when I came out and it got a minute to think, I was so pissed off that he would, you know, do that, and just out of nowhere, you know. So, and I was like, I'm not going to stand here for at least an hour to wait on that stupid meeting to be over. And people would look, and, you know, people were like, why do you stand out here, and why don't you come in? And I don't know. So David's mom lives in the other end of the city. It's about, I don't know, 11 or 12 kilometers home. But I was like, I wrote on Facebook that did I know anybody that was close by that would be able to drive me home? And then I just started walking. And I was so angry that I was, you know, tears were flowing down my cheeks. I don't know if you know what it's like to be so angry that you cry. I'm that person. I also cry when I'm sad, but mostly, if you see me cry, I'm angry. And I just walked, you know, and people saw me, and they saw me with tears streaming down my cheeks, and, you know, are you okay? And I would kind of not snap, because, you know, I don't do that at strangers. I'm not that person. But I would, you know, tersely say, yes, I'm fine, I'm just angry. And they would sort of, you know, okay, and then withdraw again. And my brother wrote on my Facebook, you know, hey, what is wrong? And I just basically said that my brother-in-law is a big beep in the butt, and that I had it. Sadly, my brother doesn't have a driver's license, so he couldn't do anything other than ask. And then he tried to call me, but I didn't take it. And then I wrote back to him, I'm so angry, I can't talk right now. So yeah, we rode a little while I was walking, and you know, nobody really said, hey, I'm close by, I can pick you up, except for when I've been walking for about an hour. An elderly man who lives close by us wrote if I had, you know, been picked up, or if I had, you know, are you home, basically. And I said, no, I am here, and then told him where I was. And he asked, you know, do you need to be picked up? And I had walked about 6 kilometers at that time, so I was getting a little tired in my legs and in my back, and I was about, you know, not cried out, but my anger has subsided a little. So, you know, it was good that I had to walk to get some of that anger out of my body, even though I'm still angry. But yeah. So David called, you know, where are you? And I was like, I'm waiting for blah to pick me up. Well, I'm on my way, you know. And then when he came home, and I had gotten home as well, he was like, I came out and you were gone. And I was like, tell me you didn't expect me to be outside for an hour. I mean, no. I don't understand why anybody would expect that. And I asked how the meeting was, you know, because I love my mother-in-law. I love her dearly, and I want what's best for her. And he told me, and he was like, told me how he had told his brother off and blah, blah. And I basically told him I'm not going to see him again. As long as he's out there in the house, I won't be there. And I know that he's caught in the middle. I know that damn well. But, you know, I have to take care of me. And I don't know. It kind of feels like, you know, and because that is how it has been ever, you know, since the beginning. It's like, okay, I have to basically say, you know, I forgive you and we move on. But I don't want to do that anymore. I mean, sometimes you just have to say enough is enough. And apparently he and David has been writing a lot here since Thursday. And there has been a lot of excuses for why he did as he did. But you know what? I'm not taking all these excuses. That no matter what, it doesn't excuse what he did. Like I said to David, I don't remember how many apologies I have gotten over the past 20 years. And it won't happen again. And it just do, you know. It happens again and again and again and again. So I'm like, why should I believe a word that comes out of its mouth? And I don't care, you know, what excuses he's saying he has. We all have a free will. He had free will not to explode. No matter if he's under pressure or not, he could have chosen not to react. You know, no matter how he felt at that moment. I mean, I mostly choose not to react when people behave badly, because that is not wise or nice to do. So, yeah. I don't know if anybody really gets what it is that I'm saying, because it's like, no, but he just reacted. And I'm like, yeah, but even though you react, you still have a choice. You have a choice. You choose to react in that moment. No matter, you know, but you still choose to react. And apparently nobody really gets that. But that's okay. It's still my opinion. So yeah, today David was out there to get his mother to go to another chiropractor appointment. And then he was out buying some groceries on the way home, and I was here cuddling with Pelle because he has been extremely cuddly. You know, he is, not right now, but over the weekend, he has been, you know, if I'm in here in my room or in, you know, in the bedroom doing something, he will sit and basically scream at me to come out so that he can cuddle. And, you know, if he can't get to me, he will go to David and he will just lie there for hours. And I talked to David earlier. I'm like, I don't know if I should be worried because he's so cuddly, or if it's just because Oscar is out of the equation and he was, you know, a big personality. I don't know if it's just because he feels like, okay, there's more room for me now, or if I should call the vet, you know. I don't know. So yeah, well, David came home and apparently my brother-in-law had bought this, I don't know, you know, is it called a planter? A kind of a bowl with different spring flowers in it that you can put outside. And then, you know, yet another excuse. And I know I'm not, and now I'm sitting, you know, am I supposed to then just say, okay, it's fine, let's move on? That's, nobody have said this, okay? I need to make that clear. Nobody have said that that is expected. But, you know, I'm like, so am I just to, I don't know, kiss and make up, you know what I mean? And then just, everything is fine, we won't talk about it again, because that is also a thing. You know, let's just ignore it ever happened and move on. And yeah, I'm not there at the moment. so I'm not really sure, you know. I haven't really, I looked at the card and said, okay, you know, I don't intend on saying thank you or anything because I didn't do anything wrong. I don't know. I feel like I should write on Reddit, am I the asshole for not accepting, you know? But then again, I've gotten, I don't know, 1,000 excuses over the past 20 years, you know? Why would I believe that this is any different than all the other ones? But then again, then I'm the what's the word? I am the one who's ruining the family peace. I don't know. Does that make sense? I don't know. It makes sense in my head. But that isn't sure that it makes sense in your heads. So, yeah. It has been quite the drama weekend. And I don't know, I feel like I'm entitled, you know? I'm entitled to be angry and not just make, you know, accept that that happened. I don't know. But then again, I'm feeling, you know, everybody is like, okay, he apologized, let's move on. And I'm not saying that is how it is, and that is how people would want me to react. I'm just saying that is how I feel, you know? Tell me down in the comments, how would you react if you had an in-law that treated you poorly for nearly 20 years, and then you finally stood up for yourself? And, you know, how would you react? Would you say, fine, let's move on? Or would you, I don't know, say enough is enough, I'm not doing this anymore? Would it be accepted? Or would people, you know, kind of expect that you, you know, forgive or move on? Or, I mean, I don't know. Do you have any advice for me? What would you do? I would really like to know. Have you been here? Or, yeah, I would like to know what everybody else would do in my situation. Because basically I'm feeling like everybody else is thinking that I'm overreacting, you know? And then they're kind of, you know, well, she also came from a tough childhood and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I'm like trying to explain. And I'm like, well, this hasn't anything to do with my childhood. This is actually me doing the exact opposite of what my childhood taught me, you know. I've been told to just shut up and take whatever come at you. So I'm basically doing the exact opposite of what I would normally do, you know. So, I don't know. I don't know, it's kind of like, and this is most likely my own, I'm not, nobody has said this to me, you know, it's just what it feels like to me, you know. I don't know. I feel like I don't need to see him again, you know. It's kind of like I have tried for so long. So, and I haven't gotten any, you know, anything back. I mean, I don't know. Does it make sense? You know, I have tried to be a good sister-in-law and accepting that, you know, we're not friends and we never will be friends. We're just, you know, okay, you don't have to like everybody, but at least you could be civil. And then if you have anything to say, keep it in your head. I have done that for 20 years nearly, you know. You don't need to like everybody, even though they're family. But you could at least try to make it work. You know, sometimes it's fake it till you make it. Kind of like that. And then you can think and say what you want in your own privacy. I mean, I have sometimes told David, you know, I don't understand what's going on in his head. And, you know, that is me venting, because I can do that in my own home. I would never say it to him or in front of him, you know. Well, I did this Thursday. I did quite loudly tell him that I have had enough and that he had been an idiot for 20 years and I didn't plan on taking that anymore. But that is the first time in nearly 20 years that I loudly told him that he's an idiot So I'm like, why can't he basically do the same, you know? I feel like I'm rambling and going in circles here. Maybe I won't publish this Wip Chat. I don't know. So yeah. Oh, good thing that happened. This Saturday, a dear friend of mine and her boyfriend was in town. They were here for a convention of some sort about boats. The boyfriend, is having a boat in Copenhagen, or not in Copenhagen, but an island just south of Copenhagen called Amager. They both live there, and he has a boat that they spend a lot of time on. And then there was this convention thing with boats and a lot of other stuff. So they were coming over here for that. And my friend and I were like, okay, we should see each other, because usually we live, it would take us, you know, about 2.5 hours to drive to see each other. And I know a lot of you Americans were like, 2.5 hours, that's nothing. I drive that long to go to work, kind of, you know. Exaggerated, I know, but in Denmark, anything more than an hour is forever away. Not for David, because he's a truck driver and have been driving all over Northern Europe. But for everyone else, 2 hours is far away, and that's not something you just do for a cup of coffee. So we were like, okay, we should meet and go have dinner together. So we did, and it was so nice. We went to a restaurant called Mongolian Barbecue. And I don't know if you know what a Mongolian barbecue is, but the one here in our town is like, you come in and you get seated, and then you get this bowl of soup. I think it's kind of like a chicken soup or a beef soup, I'm not sure. And then you get these very hot, spiced cucumbers and bell peppers in an oil, a very spicy oil, chili marinated probably. And you can put those in the soup, and I love it. The soup itself doesn't taste like a lot, but with these little spiced slices of cucumber and bell pepper, I love it. So then when you've had your soup, if you choose to get it, of course, then you can go up and you can, you know, pick between lamb, chicken, pork, and beef. There's also what's it called? Octopus and crab. These, you know, yeah. And then you have a lot of, you know, vegetables that you can put in with them. And then they will pour a lot of different spices, oils, sugar water, and chili and barbecue, and, you know, all these sorts of oils that will pour over your chosen plate of meat and vegetables. And then there will be fried. It's kind of like a Chinese fried thing, but it's called Mongolian barbecue. And then you can, you know, go and you can take what's it called, you know, when you have your little shrimps that's in this dough. Oh, what's it called? I don't know. The chicken, and you can get spring rolls, and you can get rice and everything. So we ate there, and I love it. We haven't been, I was there last year with my brother and my parents. That's the last time I was there. So that is about, I don't know, at least a year ago. And it's even longer since David was there, because he was at work that day. So, yeah. And we were like, we took our time, you know. We just ate and talked. And then when we were done eating, we just sat there talking about everything and nothing. See, there it goes again. So, yeah. And then, you know, they had to go to, I don't know if it was a B&B or an Airbnb they were renting. So, you know, they went there and we went home. I would have invited them home, you know, for coffee and cake or something. But my friend is very allergic to cats. So, yeah, they were here last year for just, you know, a cup of tea. It's about half an hour because they were driving through. And she had taken allergy pills for about a week before. And she was sneezing and her eyes were red. And no, I won't do that to her again. So that is also why we have chosen, you know, to go out to eat. Because usually I will just say, come to my house and I will make us dinner. But with her, that isn't a solution, which is sad, really. But, you know, we have the cats and then it's just what it is. And we had a really good time. Even though we had to go to a restaurant. So yeah, that was a great evening. And then the next day she was going to pick up a new bird. So I was like, how is it? Have you come home yet? I need pictures. Show me videos. So I've seen a lot of pictures of a little birdie. The name of the bird is Luna. And she's so sweet and she's very trusting already. I mean, she's been there for a few days now and she is hopping on their fingers and nibbling, you know, exploring. My friend has glasses and earrings in her ear and Luna is just all over her, you know, exploring her glasses, nibbling at them and her earrings, and yeah. She's cute. I have no idea what breed she is. Not even in Danish, I'm quite sure. I'm not into birds, you know. I mean, some breeds I do know, just because they're very, you know, everybody has them. And I know this breed, I just don't know the name of it. But she's cute, and she has the longest tail feathers. It's impressive. So yeah, that was a very good thing in this weekend. Yeah, yesterday was Monday, and usually on Mondays I have Rosa, but Rosa had a bad cold, and because of David's mom and her health, we were like, you know, we don't want to take any germs out to her. There's no reason to you know, risk her getting sick and get even worse. So I was like, yeah. And she couldn't go to gym with that cold anyway. We couldn't go to gymnastics. So sadly she wasn't here yesterday. But I told her parents that I might, you know, be able to take her on Saturday, because David is having a function at his job, you know, where they go out and do something fun and eat and, you know, socialize. So I will be home alone from about 2 o'clock in the afternoon until late. The last times it has been around midnight, because they go out and bowl or something, And then they go out to dinner, and then they go to a pub, you know, to talk and have some beer and socialize. And then he'll call me at around midnight and ask me to come pick him up. I mean, there's no reason for him to hail a cab when I can just fine drive in there and pick him up. So yeah, so I'm home alone on Saturday, which isn't an issue. I will just knit or diamond paint or something. But I was like, if I'm okay and Rosa isn't sick, then I can go down there and we can go to a playground or something for a few hours, so that she does get to see her auntie this week. So yeah, I don't know, we might do, or I might do that, just because I miss her as well when we don't get to see each other. But I need to take care of my mother-in-law, even though I'm not going out there right now. Yeah. Other than that, I don't have any big plans this week. I don't think so. But yesterday I was at my knitting club, one of my knitting clubs. I have two, a big one and a small one. The big one, we're 6 people, 6 women, where I'm the youngest, which is fine. I usually say it's me and the ladies, me and the women. The oldest she'll be 89 in August. And then I'm the youngest, I'll be 44 in September. So she is about twice my age. Which, you know, we're like, that's nice. I mean, I enjoy their company and I hope they enjoy mine. I think they do. And, you know, if they have questions about their cell phones or anything, I try to help them out. Anything I can, you know. We have one of the women there. She was like yesterday, she looked at me and said, I don't even have any problems with my phone that I can ask you about. And I said, well, that's a good thing. You know, maybe we've found all the little bugs and issues you had. I mean, yay, no issues. That is good. And she was like, yes, but I do like when you help me. Yeah, I like that. I mean, I like helping them if I can. And sometimes, you know, if you have to you know, we are taking turns to have the other ones coming to our houses or apartments or what we live in. And sometimes, you know, if we have to go to someone who lives, you know, far away from the other ones, I will, you know, should I come pick you up? So I don't mind doing that, and I never want them to pay, you know. I mean, most of the times it's just a little detour, and I don't mind that. I want to help out if I can. They then always say, you should take this, you know, and then they leave a coin or something, and I'm like, no, you don't have to. Well, I want to. Okay, thank you. And they tell me about their grandchildren and great-grandchildren and great-great-grandchildren. And I tell them about Rosa and the kitties, you know, and we talk about knitting. And, you know, they tease me that I basically became a part of their knitting club to learn how to knit socks. And I've been there, what, 8 years by now? See, again, it won't. It's stuck to my pen. And then because I have to push even harder, then it sticks even more. Go, no, thank you. Any of you have this kit at home and have done it? Have you had issues with the glue? See, now it doesn't pop again. That is because the glue is not very sticky. You can hear it. I am a bit, frustrated. But I am also quite aware that this isn't normal. At least I hope it's not. Because this is not what people promised me. Yeah, I told you that I was so scared that my expectations would just be through the roof and not be met, I don't know. No popping. I want popping. I don't know. I talked to someone who was like, I don't like the pop. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? The popping is the best part of it. See again now, popping. No. I don't get it. I need to shift my pen to see if that's makes it any different. See, now it won't even. I don't get it. Sometimes I just want to throw it away, which isn't good because I'm doing this kit for Mermaids and Magic, the event that Shay and You Can Call Me Butter is hosting here in March. So that's starting tomorrow. And I mean, you have to do a 30 by 40 centimeter piece within that month. So even though I have, and you don't have to be a new start, which is why I've begun already. So that's a good thing. Also because I'm not sure that I'll be able to finish this in a month, But who knows? I did finish an entire row already at the bottom. And then I remembered, oh no, I needed to start up here. So I just rolled it up and yeah, I rolled it up. And see, even the tweezers have issues. But I can't wait to be a part of it because last year I did Mermaids and Magic as well. But I couldn't enter for the grand prize because it wasn't a licensed kit. This year though, they don't, they don't require it to be a licensed kit because they know that people have different economies, which I like that. I mean, I understand why some that do events wants it. I understand that completely. I was, sometimes I've been a little darn it because I couldn't enter. But, I get it. And I also, understand that licensed diamond paintings is better. I mean, for the artists at least. I mean, I would want the artists to be paid and compensated for their big work. It isn't right that, a lot of the Chinese companies just steal artwork and make money of it. I mean, it would be only fair to pay the artists. But, it is up to people, what they want. And I'm not a saint either. I've done a bunch of AliExpress diamond paintings, and I have loved them just the same. But I know for me, I stopped buying from AliExpress the moment I was made aware. So for me, it was, in the beginning, it was also an economic, an economy issue. I don't have a lot of money because I'm on disability, but I have managed, to look at my finances, and I haven't bought yarn for a very long time because I basically have my own yarn store in my room here. So that also, made sure that I don't need to buy that either. So I have been, been able to buy from Diamond Art Club and from Enabler's Outpost, and I want to buy from other companies as well. The next one that I would like to buy in March is from Diamond Painting Fanatics. Her diamond painting shop is called Dainty Store, and she released some diamond paintings. I forgot the name of the artist who did it, but it's a male, I'm pretty sure. He have made some beautiful African women. They are so beautiful. And I don't know if you have heard me talk about this before, because I've mentioned it a few times by now. At this time in my life, I'm in diamond painting at least, I'm fascinated with women and men who isn't Caucasian. I mean, I love when they're African, Asian, indigenous, they just need to look different than me. And I'm very Caucasian. I'm not very Nordic because I don't have blonde hair and blue eyes. But, nobody's asking themselves, I wonder where she's from. Look at my light skin and my green eyes and dark blonde hair. I mean, I'm Caucasian. And I'm just so fascinated with the beauty of these people. I think they're beautiful. I mean, it's also me who at 7 told everybody that I wanted to adopt from an African country because I loved the color of their skin and I loved the hair. If I had been able to choose, I would have had that darker skin and the beautiful hair and be able to do all the beautiful do's in their hair. I was just fascinated. And nobody needs to misunderstand anything. It was just me being a child and being utterly in love with something that I couldn't have. Because I wasn't able to have a darker skin and that beautiful curly hair. My hair was so smooth that my mom sometimes had to use kitchen elastic bands to do my hair, because if I used a regular hair tie, it would just fall out. So I wanted something that I couldn't get myself. And I was like, I want kids, and I would love to be able to adopt and love on a child that might not have the opportunity to be loved and taken care of their own parent, And looking back, it might have been an issue if we had known that I would have probably have had fertility issues. So, yeah. But, I have a chronic illness, so me being able to adopt might never have been an option. the rules, at least here in Denmark, are so strict. Even if you have diabetes, is a reason enough that they might say no to you adopting. And in the beginning, when people told me, I didn't understand. I didn't understand why you would exclude people from having an illness that doesn't necessarily kill you. I mean, my illness probably will never kill me unless I have an heart issue, you know, which in my 44 years I haven't had, you know. And basically any people could fall dead at any moment from heart complications, right? So I was like, you know, I don't understand. I was angry. I don't know what. But then I started my education to become a social worker, and I understood it, you know? It was like these kids have already suffered so much trauma in their life. One, the parents left them. Two, they came to an orphanage. They might have to leave that orphanage to move in with a foster parent. And who knows, they might even have to switch foster parents several times. Because in some countries, they have a foster mom from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, you know. So every time they have to move or change, that is another trauma. So then they're adopted. And then they get to meet a strange person again that will take them from whatever country to Denmark. And there again, they will be thrust into the arms of complete strangers. I mean, these kids have had so much trauma. So it's like, we need to make sure that these kids don't experience more loss and trauma by losing an adopted parent to illness, you know. Of course, you can't completely say, okay, that parent won't ever die until you're old. I mean, anybody can fall dead. But we can make sure it doesn't happen because of, you know, overweight or diabetes or, you know, whatever it might be that they say this isn't possible. So today I get it. Back then I didn't get it. But yeah. See, we're just all over the place here today. And I have been yapping for more than an hour now. So I think that I will end it here today. And hopefully I haven't scared you all away. I have a tendency to I don't know, end up in serious conversation with you guys on my Wip Chats. I don't know. Do you like that? Or should I try to just find happy conversations and not share all my, I don't know, sad stories? I don't know. Let me know down in the comment field. Is my Wip Chats too gloomy or too personal, or I don't know. I mean, some people don't like to hear about serious stuff. I don't know. Let me know. And before you go, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you feel that this was just horrible. And if you aren't already subscribed and I haven't scared you away with this Wip Chat, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you. I love getting new friends. And yeah, write a comment down in the comment section. Oh, by the way, if you are new here and you've subscribed and want to be notified whenever I put out new videos, right next to the subscribe button, there's a bell. Click that bell and choose all, and you'll be notified whenever I put out new videos. I have Wip Chats on Tuesdays. I have an unboxing on Fridays, most Fridays. And then I have my fairy tale readings on Saturdays. And I do my live on Sundays. these are fun, and I would love if you would show up to my lives. It's an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours of just, conversations, and yeah, they're fun. So I would love it if you would show up. And until next time, bye everybody. See you. Love you.